So now, how to set up a backup and have it run on a schedule. First thing you have to do is make a folder in, say, your documents folder. So what we're trying to do here is keep a backup as small as possible. You don't want to be backing up all your files all together in one go, because it just takes forever to do. So this is the easiest way to do it. So we go in here into the documents folder, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to go new and then click on folder. That's a new folder and we're going to call it my backup. For work documents. We just call it doc. My backup for work doc. We call it docs. Okay. So now there's our folder, and we have it named. It's empty at the moment. So now, when you want to save a file and you want it to go into that folder, what would you do? So if we were to open a Word document, right? I'm using OpenOffice here, so we're just going to make a text document. I'm just going to paste here. So it's just a description of action step 11. So I have created my document and now I want to save it, and I want to save it on this external backup that I'm making, and I'll have it set up in a schedule. I'll show you that in a second. So we're just going to save this file to that folder that we're after making. So we click on save as, we click on file, come down here to save as, and we'll save it as CTIO in action STP step 11, and then click save. Now before you click save, where is it being saved to? So what we want to do is save it to the folder that we were after making is in documents. So we're going to click on documents and we're going to go find that folder that we made 30 seconds ago. So my backup for work document was the name of the folder that we made. So open that, it'll click open, and action step 11, the file name, will now be saved into that folder. So now we're going to click save. So you can go back over this if you think that you haven't figured that out. So what you do is you file, save as, we saved it as action step 11. That's just an extension file name, action step 11, and we're placing it in my backup docs. And we go to docs, and then we click on that guy, and then we go save. So now we've it already saved, but we save it again, it'll state that this file is already exists on it. So we just click on it there anyway. See, action step already exists. Do you want to replace it? We click on yes. So that's how you save a file to that particular folder. Now you have to plug in your external hard drive, and now we're going to go and set a backup. So the first thing you do is click on the start button there and type in the search bar here, backup, and at the top here you'll see backup and restore. So click on backup and restore, and now you'll see backup and restore window open. This is the utility for making backups. It's also the utility that you use to create images, but we won't be talking about that right now. So set a backup. Your user account control will ask you, do you want the following program to make changes to this computer? Click yes. And now it's gone and searched to see, does it have an external USB external hard drive to copy this new backup onto. So there's our Western Digital, recommend it because it's an external drive. So highlight it and then click on next. Now, what do you want to back up? Let Windows choose. We don't want Windows to choose because it will, by default, it saves all the files in any document, any folder that you select. I'll explain it in a minute. So we don't want this option. So we want to let me choose. So click on let me choose and then click next. Now it comes in here, what do you want to back up? Select the checkbox of the items that you want to include in the backup. So we want it from a specific folder. So what we're going to do here is we're going to untick all these guys because these are absolutely very they're large. They're everything that you've saved, all these documents, and you don't want all these documents to be saved onto the external hard drive when you don't need them, because you already have a systems image, and you should only be saving files onto your external drive that you actually use. You know, the likes of additional locations. See these contacts, desktop stuff, all these shortcuts are all saved as well, and all this stuff is really useless to you because you know it's there because you have a systems image made. We'll explain that a little later in the next video. So we want to untick all of them, and then we're going to, under here, computer, and go to local disk C and open that. Just click the little arrow beside it and that will open it. See this little arrow here? And now what we're doing is we're going down here to users. It's the very bottom here. It'll probably be something similar to that, but make sure it's users, and then highlight users. Now the folder that we're looking for is your owner folder. Now it's owner for me because this computer is called owner. Now your computer could be called Kevin, Jerry, Joan, Josephine, whatever your name, whatever you named your computer is the folder we are looking for. Okay, so in this case it's owner. So I'm going to click this little arrow here beside it, and the folder we're looking for is the documents folder because that's where we saved the file that we want to save. So tick that little arrow there, and if we go down along the list of folders that's in documents, we'll find my backup for work docs, and that's this guy here, and that's the only folder that we tick because it is the only folder. You put everything that you want to save onto these daily backups into that folder and they'll always be saved as long as you have your external hard drive plugged in and set on a schedule to run every day or every week, whichever. It depends on how valuable the information is to you. A week can be good enough, but if you're updating documents, Word documents every day, then you want to be backing them up every day because you never know when your computer is going to crash, or not that I hope that it doesn't on you, but so once you have that folder ticked, and it's the only folder we've ticked in the whole all of this backup, so one folder is all that's going to be backed up. So okay, And just make sure that nothing else is ticked, and it won't be if you follow the instructions I've shown you here. Now down here you'll see include a systems image of drives. The systems image of the drive I'll be showing you in action step 12. We won't go into it right now, but make sure that this guy is not ticked. If it's ticked, it will make a systems image every time. So you don't want that. So untick that little correct sign box there. You see that little box? Radio button, whatever they're calling it these days. So untick it. Systems image is a copy of the drives for Windows to run, and you can use it to restore your computer if it stops working. We don't want that, because we will be making one separately, and I'll show you that in the next video. So now we have the document that we want to save, and just click next. So everything in that folder will be saved when we're going to set a schedule now as well for it. So just click next, and you'll see a review of your backup settings. Backup location is elements D, which is your external drive. We know that because we went in. If you go in here to computer, you'll see elements D. Okay. So it's Western Digital external hard drive. Now, so we know that we have C users owner documents, my backup for docs, and all local data files. So that would be all the data files that's within inside in this folder. So you could have 3 or 4 different folders within this folder, and they'd all be saved here. Okay. Now, schedule every Sunday at 7 o'clock in the evening. You can change the schedule here. So if you wanted it daily instead of weekly, click on that guy, how often, click on daily, and it'll save it daily at what time. You can change the time there as well, so we'll change it to 3 in the afternoon, and then click OK. So that's our schedule set. Run backup on a schedule recommended. Make sure that guy is ticked as well. It will be, but just check it as well. Okay, and then click OK. Now, so we have everything set for our backup. Save settings and run backup. So click on Save Settings and Run Backup, and your backup will now start running. Now, it should be fairly quick because we've only one file in that folder. So there it is now. Backup has been done. Now we can go in and check that file if we want to. We can manage the space inside in the Western Digital if we want to. We can change the settings. Say if we want to change the schedule, we can do that. Restore my files, we can also do that. Restore, which is only one file. Now we're just going to close that now, so we know we have a backup and we have a schedule for running it every day, and it'll run it at 3 o'clock. Next backup is 3 o'clock on the next day, which would be the 14th of August. So we can close that now. Now, if you wanted to save another file to that, say now if you had a video that it's important to you, this video, right, and you wanted to make sure that it was safe, we're just going to pick a small video here. Let's see. Install a graphics card. Let's see what size. 14. This one here. So it's a small video. So just copy it. Okay. And now we're going to go down here. We're going to go up here to Documents. Click on Documents. and then go into that folder that we made, my backup for work docs. And now we're going to right click, and I'm going to make a new folder within that folder. I'm going to call it video. Okay, right, new folder, and we're going to open that folder and we're going to paste that file into that folder. So you can actually run it from there if you want, just to see what it is, to make sure it's the correct video, whatever. Now, so just go back into that document. Now we know that that video is in there, and it's on, and it's in my backup folder, so that file will also be saved when my schedule runs daily at 3 o'clock. So I know that they're going to be safe. So this is an easy way to just specific stuff that you want to save from your computer onto an external hard drive. As I said, don't be saving everything onto this schedule, because if you do, it'll take forever to do. Some of them can take 5 or 6 hours to copy all your stuff, and you just don't want that. It's just crazy. So what you do is you break it down, and you separate the files that you really want, and you put them in a folder like I've shown you here, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's how you set a backup and run it on a schedule.